somebody who lived in Ahmedabad, and he was just making 1.5 lakhs, right? And we were shocked that as a software developer, but right now he's making more than 80 lakhs. There are companies with thousands of employees जो 2011 से ही रिमोट वर्क कर रहे हैं. अगर आपको ज्यादा मन लगता है काम करने में बीच पे, आप बीच से काम करो. जो ड्रॉप आउट्स हैं जिनके 30 बैक्स थे बट दे आर डूइंग इनक्रेडिबली वेल फॉर देमसेल्व्स बिकॉज उन्होंने अच्छा काम किया, राइट? जिनके पास स्किल्स होती है, जिनके पास डेडिकेशन होती है, डायरेक्शन नहीं होती.
Hi guys, I'm Nishant, I'm a software engineer at Microsoft. आज की वीडियो में हमारे साथ है आयुष जायसवाल. He is currently a CEO and a co-founder at Pesto Tech. ठीक है. एंड भाई काफ़ी सारी अमेजिंग चीज़ों के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं. यू आर आस्किंग फॉर रिमोट वर्क जॉब्स के बारे में कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए, थोड़ा रिमोट वर्क क्या होता है, कैसे करते हैं, तो उन सब चीज़ों के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं. पहले एक छोटा सा इंट्रोडक्शन ले लेते हैं आयुष का. So Ayush, can you please introduce yourself?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm Ayush. I belong to Varanasi, but I started doing engineering in Delhi. Didn't realize engineering was my piece of cake, and dropped out to build a tech company called Pesto, in which I'm training developers to unlock their truly global careers.
So Ayush, can you tell us about remote work? कि remote work exactly होता क्या है? How you came across remote work?
So yeah, first I came across remote work जब मैं 2017 में US गया था, right? I think for the first time I went, Silicon Valley is the place we all read about, but I was very excited to go there and attend this conference called Startup Drive. And there I came across Balaji Srinivasan, who was founder of Coin.com at the time, and he was talking about longitudinal arbitrage. He was talking about why remote work is the future and how you build a great culture in a remote team, so on and so forth. And he was running his own company in a distributed way. And that was fascinating for me because जब मैं पहली बार वहाँ पे गया, तो I realized कि यार मेरी जो value थी, that went 10x, right? Just by taking a flight. The jobs or the internships I was getting there was paying me easily more than 100K. And I was very, very surprised, right? And I think that really excited me that यार जब आपको काम कहीं से भी करना है, and remote work he was talking about, and it was making sense. It was just like something new, right? And that is what excited me, and I went on. I interviewed employees of GitLabs, APR, and a bunch of other companies जो पहले से ही remote कर रहे थे, right? So remote work is not new. There are companies with thousands of employees जो 2011 से ही remote work कर रहे हैं, right? So उनसे बात करके मुझे वो इतने fundamentally strong लगे that I realized that remote work has to be the future, and it's only a matter of time that people adopt.
So Ayush, what exactly is remote work? होता क्या है, करना क्या होता है? मतलब it sounds fascinating कि आपको 10 times ज़्यादा पैसे मिल रहे हैं, but do they expect you to work 10 times more? What exactly is the scene?
No, I think remote work is very, very simple. कि आपका location जो भी है, आप जहाँ से भी काम कर रहे हो, that doesn't matter. You don't have to be physically together. अगर आप कहीं से भी काम कर रहे हो, वो remote work है, right? Now, आप कहाँ से काम करते हो, ये आपका decision है. अगर आपको ज्यादा मन लगता है काम करने में बीच पे, आप बीच से काम करो. अगर आपको घर से काम करना पसंद है, आप work from home करो, right? अगर आपको ऑफिस जाके काम करना पसंद है, आप किसी भी co-working space से काम करो, right? So remote work is basically, making location irrelevant. Like a building which used to bring people together, that is going away, right? So that is remote work for you. And I think one thing I would also like to kind of mention here is that, I've been to remote work since 2017. And I see that the pandemic के बाद बहुत सारे लोग remote work किए, and they were, sort of struggling with Zoom fatigue and whatnot. And I think people really got confused between remote work and work from home. So just to talk about it, I think remote work is of many types, right? There is work from home, then there is remote work in which you're working from wherever you feel you're most productive in, and then there is work from pandemic in which you're working from home, लेकिन यार आप कहीं जा नहीं सकते, आपके दोस्त नहीं है, आप कभी आपकी social life zero and stuff like that, right? So I think work from pandemic was very stressful, right? But sort of some people like working from home, and in remote work you don't necessarily have to work from home. You can work from anywhere you feel you're productive.
Got it. So it's like कि you don't have a building जिसमें तुम्हें specifically जाके काम करना है, 9 to 5 करना है, 10 to 6 करना है, वो नहीं होता. You can work from anywhere in the world. You can travel and work, or you can just stay at home and work. So that exactly is the definition of remote work. Cool.
Absolutely.
So I have heard a bit about pesto. Like I read about it when I was in college. Like so, how exactly you came across the idea? Like pesto start क्यों किया था?
Mhm. Yeah, I started Pesto because I was very disappointed. मैं खुद भी एक इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज गया था and I realized कि यार इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस में तो मतलब वो सिखाया नहीं जा रहा जो आपको exactly implement करना है right? Like and everybody I did like 100 interviews right. सबसे मैंने
Right.
पूछा कि यार आप आपको इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज से ग्रेजुएट होके इंजीनियर बन के कैसा लगता है. एंड आई डेंट फाइंड अ सिंगल पर्सन जिसने ये बोला हो कि यार इंजीनियरिंग करके तो मजा आ गया यार बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला या एनीथिंग लाइक दैट. एवरीबॉडी सेड द सेम थिंग कि अगर आपको अपना करियर बनाना है तो कॉलेज पे डिपेंड मत करो. कॉलेज के बाद खुद से हसल मारो पढ़ाई करो एंड सॉर्ट ऑफ कोडिंग वेबसाइट पे जाओ एवरीथिंग एक्सेप्ट कि कॉलेज जाओ right.
True,
And I
true, true.
realized, yeah, if that is the case, then why do people go to colleges, right? And that's when I realized that that skills will basically eat degrees for lunch, right? It's incredibly hard, sort of for degrees to fight, skills now because it doesn't matter who you are. Like we have employed people who are dropouts. We have had a bunch of people in Pesto जो dropouts हैं इनके 30 bags थे but they are doing incredibly well for themselves because उन्होंने अच्छा काम किया, right? So I think sort of that's the story.
Okay, nice. So Ayush, like what exactly motivated you to start Pesto? Because मैंने Pesto के बारे में काफी पढ़ा. It sounds काफी amazing. Like you give training to people, then they get jobs with 2x to 15x. Like उनकी सैलरी इंक्रीज हो जाती है. So like motivate कैसे हुए आपकी आपको एक ये चीज स्टार्ट करनी है, कहाँ से मोटिवेशन मिली?
Yeah, Pesto is basically, university 2.0, for the next generation. And I think like what motivated me was कि मैं खुद एक engineering college गया and I realized कि यार everybody was complaining about colleges. When I talked to people who have actually done it, I realized that people are asking me to do everything except going to college, and everybody said the same thing कि college जाके आपका career नहीं बनेगा. You have to do something outside and hustle मारना पड़ेगा आपको and आपको skills develop करनी पड़ेगी. So I realized yeah, skills will definitely need degrees for lunch and that's why I realized yeah, colleges से नहीं होगा. So I dropped out there and I started exploring and मैं Silicon Valley गया फिर वहाँ पे remote work के बारे में सीखा and I very quickly realized यार हमारे पास इतने सारे capable developers हैं जिनके पास skills होती है जिनके पास dedication होती है direction नहीं होती एंड जिनके पास अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं होती. तो अगर हम लोग डायरेक्शन और अपॉर्चुनिटीज उनके लिए अनलॉक कर दे तो मजा आ जाएगा, राइट? सो वी केम अप विद दिस आइडिया कि यार पेस्टो में व्हाई डोंट वी एंड इट डज नॉट रिक्वायर 4 years by the way. We realized it could be done in 4 to 6 months, right? So we came up with this simple idea कि यार let us teach people in like a short span of 4 to 6 months, people who are already skilled, right? People who have a year of work experience, जिन्होंने इंजीनियरिंग तो कर ली बट उनके थोड़े फंडा उनका थोड़ा ब्रोकन है. तो उसके लिए वी फाउंड पीपल फ्रॉम द इंडस्ट्री हु आर बिल्डिंग सम ऑफ द बेस्ट कंपनीज टू बी द मेंटर्स इंस्टेड ऑफ academicians, right? So we decided to get them as mentors. उनको ट्रेनिंग दी 4 से 6 महीने के लिए and once they were really good and capable, then I would say they really deserve those jobs which they really got and unfortunately engineers are undervalued so heavily in India that there are so many people working in different services companies and folks like that जो बहुत ही heavily undervalued है. I felt undervalued as well, right? आपको 4 से 5 लाख की जॉब मिलती है आप कॉलेज से ग्रेजुएट हो तो and the same thing आप अगर दूसरे पार्ट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड में देखोगे तो एक फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट को 70 to 80 लाख की जॉब ऑफर मिलती है, राइट? So this delta was way too high, right? And I realized यार अगर remote work future है, then it doesn't matter कि आप कहाँ पे हो. तो जब वो matter नहीं करता है, तो वो same opportunities सबको मिलनी चाहिए. So right. That's why we started this thing, and it's 15x is not Pesto's magic. All we are doing is showing the right direction to people, giving them the right technical and soft skills which are necessary, and opening doors for them. That's it.
Okay. सो वट एग्जैक्टली डज पेस्टो डू? मतलब करता क्या है, किस चीज़ के कोर्सेज होते हैं, किस चीज़ से रिलेटेड पढ़ाते हैं एंड कितना लंबा कोर्स स्ट्रक्चर होता है, मतलब थोड़ा उसके बारे में बताओगे?
Yeah, see, we do only one program, which is a full stack web development program, just
Okay.
focused on React and Node. We realized that doing one thing and doing it well was more important, and we train people in that in about 4 to 6 months, and once they graduate, we help them sort of train in how do you appear in interviews, how do you answer emails, and a bunch of the soft skills, जो हम लोग को सिखाए नहीं है, right? Which are very
Right.
very important in today's day and
Right.
age, right? Communication and stuff like that. तो वो सारी चीजें सिखा के we just put them in front of the right companies, and it's like if people are sincere and they've worked hard, they eventually end up getting jobs, and the numbers are just like sort of a reflection of the delta which you provide, and arbitrage which exists. So that's why it kind of like looks fascinating.
Got it. So यार, can you please tell us about some stories जिनको आपने impact किया last few years में, जिनकी बिल्कुल ऐसे tremendous jump हुआ from service based in India to getting that 50K USD वाला package, 60K USD वाला package.
Yeah, absolutely. There are some of my favorite ones. I'm personally in touch with a lot of people as well, and there are way too many stories here to talk about. But I think a couple of my favorite ones are there is Barani who used to live in Chennai in a village called Perapudi Kalayam, Chennapalli Kalayam, Techonga, right? And I'm pretty sure I got that wrong. So he came from that village, and he used to make 3.5 lakhs when he came into the program. And the most important thing is that he was lacking direction, he was lacking opportunities. He was such a bright guy that I've seen him learn and work extremely hard, right? And within 3 to 4 months with Pesto, it was honestly like we were all together, and seeing him develop was fascinating. But within 3 to 4 months, we realized that he was, a lead developer at one of the top YC companies. Y Combinator is, one of the best accelerators out there, and he
Right.
ended up being a great developer there, and he of course like made. I don't mean to like sort of get his people's salaries out, but he definitely ended up making way more than we expected, and got that really really good. But another story which blew my mind, which was crazy, was somebody who lived in Ahmedabad, and he came into Pesto and he was just making 1.5 lakhs, right? And we were shocked that as a software developer, that's way too low. But he went through the program again, super hardworking, amazing human being, and sort of very very sincere. He currently actually he graduated from Pesto a while back, I guess like more than a year ago. But right now he's making more than 80 lakhs. So he went from 1.5 to 80, and that like blows my mind. We look at that every single day, and that motivates us like anything, right? The kind of life-changing impact which he had, or many other people who graduated from Pesto. Like these are not one-off stories. Like, we have so many more stories which are just like these, and I think we believe that it's fascinating to be able to create that impact. And honestly, it's not us, right? Like, guys, look, it's very simple. You need to upgrade your skill sets. You need to, be better at soft skills, and then the world is your playground, right? You can do jobs in different parts of the world, and different parts of the world value developers differently, right? There's a wonderful article by Apology around longitudinal arbitrage, and I would encourage you guys to like look at it. What's happening in 2022 is that earlier we had a bunch of services companies who would hire developers at 3 to 5 lakhs, and then charge companies set 60, 70, 80 lakhs, right? And they would keep all the margins in between. That's the long-term arbitrage, right? What's happening in 2022 is that remote work is real, and we don't need a middleman, right? You
Right.
can today work from anywhere and contribute. We have GitHub today. We have so many, amazing collaboration tools which allows you to do so. So I think, it's like Pesto or no Pesto, go for that, global opportunities. I think that's next 5 years are India's to grab, because we have one of the largest base of software developers in the world. And I think we can create an influx of, billions of dollars into the Indian economy very, very soon.
Amazing, amazing stories. Like really inspiring. From 1.25 lakhs to getting 80 lakhs. That
It's
is just
crazy, right?
crazy.
Man,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's insane. And I didn't want to name the guy because I guess like companies need to, but we'll
Right,
probably do a
right,
story
right,
with him as well.
right. But
Insane.
yeah, this story was actually crazy. सर आयुष आपको कैसा फील होता है मतलब हमने पेस्टो के बारे में बात करी बट हाउ डू यू फील बीइंग अ सीईओ एंड अ को फाउंडर एट अ $30 million कंपनी सो थोड़ा उसके बारे में बताओगे
Yeah, I feel responsible. I think, sort of 30 million, 100 million, 40 million are just numbers. I feel what we are really doing is we are helping, end the longitudinal arbitrage, right? We are really changing lives of so many developers, and we are making a world a more fair place by democratizing opportunities for people. So I think that's a massive, responsibility as sort of I know it's a big opportunity to build a great business, but at the same time, it's a huge responsibility as well for us to make this bigger and reach more lives. So I guess like X millions are more often than not numbers, but staying true to your mission and what you're really doing and sort of going towards that, making decisions in that direction is what's more important. So I definitely feel a lot more responsible for helping that change happen.
राइट एडिंग वैल्यू टू द पीपल मतलब वो गिविंग बैक टू द कम्युनिटी एडिंग वैल्यू दैट इज द रियल थिंग यू आर गेटिंग राइट वो ये एक सक्सेस स्टोरी जैसे आपने दो बताई देयर आर hundreds of success stories like that yeah
And don't get me wrong, like I don't mean that I'm here to do social work. We're here to build a business as well, right? But by creating a win-win situation for everyone, right? We ended up creating a structure in which both parties win, right? So I think from that perspective, I guess like education institutions in future need to be held accountable, right? And if they are delivering, they should also be rewarded at the same time. So we ended up creating a structure in which both these things happen. Right? So I think that's something phenomenal if you're able to scale that.
right काफी amazing so Ayush can you like talk about the future goals of Pesto like what are you planning after this you have been in the space for a long time but बस आप experienced लोगों के साथ interact कर रहे थे उनको jobs provide करवा रहे थे but do you have any other plans right now
Oh, absolutely. When I started Pesto, and first couple of batches graduated, and we were called a scam. People thought that all these stories, work from home, go from making 2 lakhs to 20 lakhs, 3 lakhs to 50 lakhs. All of these stories sounds familiar, right? And most people thought we're a scam, and I think. Even at that point, when we were, receiving way too many applications, we never ever sent any rejections, right? We always said that we're sorry, we are not a good fit for you, or we don't have a program that fits your needs right now, right? And it's always been agreeing to be able to serve a lot more people, right? So in next couple of years, we have proven this. We have hundreds of people who are working remotely, right? And look, nobody could predict the pandemic, right? So remote work was definitely real, and we had people working from Darjeeling, Kanpur, and Chennai for companies all across the world, right? And we were able to prove that. And now, once we have done that, we definitely want to reach a lot more people. And very soon, I think in just next couple of weeks or so, we'll be launching more programs. We'll be reaching out to freshers who have lesser experience probably, or people who have 1+ years of experience, who just graduated from college, are very talented, but really want to, sort of upskill themselves more to, sort of look at the journey. I think I'm excited about one that being able to reach a lot more people. And the second thing which I've always been very passionate about is utilizing the power of communities, right? I've always believed that the sense of belongingness which a company gave you when it brought people together, that sense of belongingness is going away with remote work, right? But it has to
right
exist somewhere if you want to really enjoy your work, right? And that place, I believe, is going to be a community, right? And we have always been very serious about communities. We're committed to investing a lot more in our communities. And I feel building that community, a happy learning place for developers, is something which we are looking forward to build. And I think I've always seen Pesto not as a 4 or a 6 month program. I've always seen Pesto as a program in which, we do your 4 to 6 months onboarding. It's a lifelong program. It's a lifelong community, which you become a part of. So, and we go with you.
Amazing, amazing. So I just have another last question for you. Like there are a lot of young entrepreneurs in India. मतलब काफी ज़्यादा entrepreneurship is on a boom in India. I think there are a lot of unicorns out there and lot of startups. So do you have any advice for people who are in their young age, 17, 18, 19, 20, or they just want to start a business, start a company, and but they're lacking something? Like, do you have any advices for them?
Yeah. The advice I would have for them is don't let anyone tell you that you lack something. You lack absolutely nothing. If you're young and you want to build something, build anything, right? Build a tool, build a software, build a plugin, build, any tool to help people, right? I think as long as you're adding value to anyone, it does not have to be a billion-dollar company, right? But as long as you're building something which adds value, if you build a bot which helped 10 people, go build it, right? I think this process of building and failing leads you to be a better builder, right? So constantly keep building, constantly keep failing, and it's totally fine. And one of the stories is sort of one of the Pesto developers, Mohammed Shabab. He graduated from Pesto. We have a bunch of other people who built their own projects. Some are building stuff in crypto, some are building, they all have side projects, and we encourage that. So Shara built a Twitter bot and sort of called TweetFlick, and he ended up getting acquired by a company, and he became an indie maker, right? So he was just a developer. He built a product. He sold that product. He was one of the best voted products on Product Hunt, and he was nominated for Golden Critique Awards as well. But if you ask me that when he started doing it, did he think about any of this? The answer is no. He just wanted to build something which adds value to people's lives, right? So don't worry, don't think too much. Just go out there, build things, don't listen to anyone. As long as you're creating value and you're enjoying what you're building, as long as you're solving a problem which you feel passionate about, just build it. I think life is, I think somebody said it really nicely that the best time to plant a tree was 30 years ago. The second best time is now. Right. So don't wait for anyone, and don't listen to jargon. Just build it.
So thank you so much, Ayush. Amazing advices. काफी ज़्यादा मजा आया आपके साथ बात करके. Thank you so much for taking out time.
Likewise, Nishant. Thanks so much for hosting me. It was so much fun doing this after a long time, and definitely enjoyed it. Awesome. You have a good one, and I hope people got value from this, and I'll try to give more if I can in any capacity.
थैंक यू सो मच. इतना ही था यार आज वाली वीडियो में. अगर वीडियो पसंद आई हो तो वीडियो को लाइक कर देना, सब्सक्राइब कर देना. चैनल को अब तक नहीं किया है तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. तब तक के लिए बाय.